It started with a sound I'll never forget. Not a shout, not a siren. Just the sharp, metallic snap of a lock, giving way me grandfather's 40-year-old padlock, shattered like it was nothing. I was standing in my kitchen, coffee steaming in my hand when I saw her. Brenda, our HOA president, striding across my lawn like she'd just annexed it in the name of some suburban empire. Behind her marched 6 volunteers in blinding neon green vests. Less of a neighborhood committee, more like a militia dressed by a hardware store. And at the front, Gary, hoisting bolt cutters so big they looked like they belonged on a construction site. Not on my driveway. Every fiber in me wanted to charge outside, yell, demand they leave. But then I heard Sarah's voice in my head, my lawyer, sharp as ever. Let them make the mistake. Just document everything. So I didn't move. Not a muscle. I lowered my coffee, pulled out my phone, and started recording. Gary didn't hesitate. He clamped those jaws around the lock and squeezed. One brutal twist, and just like that, the gate to my property was wide open. Brenda stepped forward like she'd just won a war. Clipboard in hand, chin high, shouting loud enough for the whole street to hear, "This is an official HOA inspection." As if that gave her a divine right to trespass, I dialed Sarah, voice trembling but steady. "They had the lock." She didn't miss a beat. "Don't go outside. Call 911. So I did. Within minutes, red and blue lights painted the morning sky. The SWAT team froze mid-step, eyes wide like kids caught raiding the cookie jar. Brenda tried to intercept the officer before he even reached me, but he cut her off with a raised palm. "Stay right there," he said. I stepped onto the porch, phone still rolling. When he asked what happened, I handed him the footage. He watched in silence. Then his eyebrows shot up. The moment Gary's cutters closed around that lock, that was the smoking gun. Brenda immediately launched into her rehearsed speech. HOA authority, community standards, routine compliance checks. The officer shut her down clean. "Ma'am," he said, voice like concrete, "nothing. Nothing gives you the right to break into private property." Her face went ghost white. He took statements. Gary mumbled apologies. The volunteers stared at their shoes, clearly regretting their early morning patriotism. Brenda, she vibrated with fury, gripping that clipboard like it might resurrect her shattered authority. And then came the words she never saw coming. "You're being cited for criminal trespass and destruction of private property." For the first time, she looked small. When the officer turned to me and said, "You can press charges if you'd like," I just nodded. Didn't say a word. Because I didn't need to. The volunteers slunk away in shame. Brenda stormed off, her clipboard now a relic of a failed coup. Back inside, I picked up my cold coffee and finally let out the breath I'd been holding since sunrise. This wasn't over. Not by a long shot. But now I had proof. Crystal clear. Time-stamped. Legally airtight proof. And Brenda, bless her overconfident heart, had just handed me the one thing she swore she'd never let me have, the upper hand. And this ranch? It doesn't belong to the HOA. It belongs to me.